Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today I'm going to be sorting out the wine. We're going to transplant it from one demijohn to the other, basically trying to leave as much of the sediment in the bottom as possible and basically get as much of the clear fluids over. I will then do everything we need to hopefully get the rest of the sediment to settle out and hopefully then be able to bottle it all up. Let's get on. As you can see here, we got a big chunk of sediment and a few days ago there was an inch of sediment at the top and an inch of sediment, well, about this amount, a little bit less at the bottom. If you have that, this often happens if you've used real fruits, you know, and this was actual banana. What you need to do is just swirl it all up so it mixes with everything, and basically that knocks a bit of the air out, and then most of it should settle to the bottom. This obviously has got a chunk that hasn't, but as I say, it was a thick layer of it beforehand. Okay, on the 17th of September, it was 1.100 specific gravity, nearly messed it up, and 24.2 bricks. I'm going to test this one now, and we can see what our actual alcohol content is. I believe it's 26.25% according to our specific gravity, but I will do the bricks test now when we can test. I'll put a proper image of this up on the screen. Open wide, test subject.
It's not actually that bad.
It's not bad, is it? There's a very acidic aftertaste which I can get rid of eventually, but you can actually taste the banana. Whoa, she went back for a second, sorry. Didn't mean to get it on your face. There's a highly acidicness to it, but that can be sorted.
I can't taste banana.
Can you? Can you not?
But then my smell hasn't come back still, so...
Your taste hasn't come back, is it? Like no wonder you're saying it's nice. No, there's quite a high acidity, but you can actually taste banana, like properly, really nice. You can actually smell banana on it. And you might need to go for a lie down.
I don't want smelling it, can't smell anything.
Okay, now comes the fun task of just siphoning out everything I can apart from the sediment into clean demijohns. Now you have to be super clean at this point. Make sure you have cleaned everything. I often use bleach, and I bleach everything down, then make sure it's all, the bleach is gone. Like I even bleach inside the demijohns and then give them a good wash out with water until it's just water. And that way you're just not introducing any other bacteria or yeasts or anything else into it. Right, so that is 3 demijohns emptied to the point where we're getting to the actual sediment layer, but we can still get a lot of alcohol from this, and this would be a waste if I was to chuck that away. And I'll show you how to get more out of that now, and then we'll start working on this, because this is still full of sediment. Although it's not full of sediment like that, we should hopefully be able to get this completely clear so you can see right through it. Right, so I've emptied all of the demijohns to the point where we're at the sort of like the sediment layer, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it through a cloth, like cheesecloth, but this is more of a nylon webbed cloth, and we're going to get as much of the alcohol from that as we can and put that in another container. This here is one that I started to get it out and too much sediment came across, so I thought, do you know what, just add it to the rest. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put it through a cheesecloth kind of cloth, and we're going to get it all out. We're going to squeeze as much of this stuff out as we can, and then we can add our chemicals to it to make the sediment drop out. Right, I've got the cloth in here. It's in boiling water at the moment, so I'll put my hands in, along with all the other bits I use. we're going to be able to get that out, and we're going to use that to pass all of the sediment through. Okay, so that's our sediment cloth over the saucepan, and we're just going to tip them in one at a time. Now, hold on to the cloth because otherwise it will decide to follow them in. Okay, I've added a little bit more light because the lighting here is awful. And what we need to do now is just lift this cloth out and hope that, you know, not too much is left within the saucepan. Oh my god. This is so heavy. If you struggle to hold it, use the upturned lid as something to rest on, and then use this to direct the fluids. My shoulders don't work very well anymore. Now what I'm doing is I'm using the upturned lid, knowing that there's a hole here and here to get it to go out. Right, so I spent a bit of time cleaning these three. The ones at the back are still soaking, but it's very important that you get all of the demijohns clean, and it can be really hard because of having the real fruit in there. It tends to scum up around the top and so on and so on. But now I'm ready to start moving this alcohol back into here. Now you need a funnel. Again, make sure that it's all clean and as clean as possible, let's say. So all I'm going to do is use the jug to take the alcohol from the container that we'd siphoned it through the netting. I say siphoned, you know what I mean. We're just going to fill up the demijohns. So we're going to use gravity as our friend for the first part, and we're going to leave it for a few days, maybe 3 days, to allow some of the particulates to drop out of suspension. And then we are going to use some chemicals to take the rest out and basically make it into a usable alcohol for us. Okay, look how pink and cloudy that is. It's got huge amounts of particulates. So we're just going to wait, and over the next couple of days, it could happen over just one day. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, depends what wines you're making. But you will just notice them drop out of suspension. Now, if it doesn't, and that also happens, then there's chemical things we can do, and I will be doing it anyway. If it's dropped out of suspension enough, then I might just siphon it off, and then we'll see what we can get off without, contaminating the batch. Otherwise, I'll use some chemicals, then siphon it off. But I'll be back in a couple of days, and we'll see, what it looks like, and if it looks any better than that. And as you'll see, we've got quite a difference in the colour where all of the stuff has started to drop out. But we're just going to mix it all back up again anyway. What we're going to do now is we're going to add Camden tablets. These basically, they stop your wine spoiling. They actually trap the air molecules, as far as I can remember, and do some voodoo with it. I genuinely can't remember. But you're supposed to add this if you're using fruits like I was, but I didn't. You're supposed to add it to basically stop any of the natural yeasts, and it also helps with the levels of chlorine in the water. But I always miss the first step. I don't know why. I've had no problems yet, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do that yourself. But what you need to do is you have 1 Camden tablet per 5 litres or per gallon of, wine, beer, whatever. And you crush it up with on the back of a spoon and add it in and swirl it up. So we're going to do that first. You just literally crush it between 2 spoons like your mum used to do, if you're my generation at least. And crush it all up. And add it to the wine. Right, and now the definitely fun and not painful task of swirling them up. Now for you it probably isn't painful, for me it's very painful, but it's a necessary evil. So right, and I'm going to leave them for about 24 hours just to do its stuff, and I'm going to mix it up a couple of times in between that, and then we're going to add the findings tomorrow at some point. Okay, we're back in the workshop because I can do a better time lapse in here, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the findings. You add part A first, with the ones I use anyway. You add part A, you wait an hour, then you add part B, and basically they grab all of the particulates out of the liquid, and it all drops to the bottom, and it's quite fascinating to watch the first few times. To be honest, it's fascinating to watch every time I do it. I literally do a time lapse every time, whether I add it or not depends on how good the time lapse looks, but I always watch it. Anyway, I'll put part A in now. Right, so you always start with part A. Snip off the corner, and they're very thick, sort of almost like a thin honey, let's say. One side is thicker than the other. This one's the water side, and then it's the part B, which is very viscous and quite hard to squeeze out almost. Try and get every little bit out. Now I've run out of those ones and I've got this stuff here which isn't as good. And sadly this stuff's out of date as well. It still works when it's out of date, it just doesn't work as well. I've got to work out how much I use now. This one's called Quick Clear, and it works out lots cheaper than buying it in the individual sachets. But as I say, it doesn't work as well. This one is the same. Okay. Now you want to give them a really good mix at this point. You want to get the working all the way from the bottom, because you want this to sort of permeate the whole lot, and also it helps degas as well. I won't be bottling any of this stuff up because this is all going to a friend of mine to be distilled. It might come back as rocket fuel, it might come back as a cleaning agent, I'm not sure yet. He doesn't know either. He's only just started being able to distill stuff, and he said to me, oh, it'd be brilliant, I can practice with it. So I thought, well, you know what, give it a go. If it comes back amazing, brilliant. If it comes back as nothing, it's all a learning thing, isn't it? Right, obviously recover with the bungs just to stop any bits getting in. Although I'd noticed that in one of these, there's something in there. It looks like a piece of plastic. I don't know how that's got in. Right, so as you can see, nothing much has really happened. So now we put in the second part of the findings, which is part B. And this is when the magic-y bits happen. And it is magic. There is no other explanation. I'm a very scientific-minded person, but this is obviously magic. This is the stuff that's a lot thicker, so just try and get it all out. Don't leave any in. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's actually already started dropping out. Maybe, possibly. Right, but again, got to do all the lovely fun mixing. Again, mix it really, really well. Without spraying it all over you if possible. Really smell the banana. It's really strong. I know that sounds silly, but normally when you make a alcohol out of fruits, you only get a vague sort of sense of the fruit, if any at all, especially when using champagne yeast. Right, I'll be back in about, I don't know, an hour and a half, but this can be left overnight. It's not a fast process, but although it will start off quite dramatic, hopefully, as long as all the findings work. Right, I put a light behind it so that there's more of a dramatic reveal, hopefully. Right, so this is where we are. This one you can see right through to the curtains. This one's still quite foggy. This one you can as well, but the light is directly behind it. And then the same for this one, but this one's still a bit murky. So the alternate two are a little murky, but these two are fine. Tomorrow or the next day, I'll siphon these two off, leaving the sediment, and the sediment will be thrown away this time. And then they will be ready to be bottled up. However, they are going to be distilled, like I said. The outer two, the alternate two, I'm going to have to re-add finings and go through that process again. But I will siphon them out first, then re-add finings, and that should be all that's needed. Adding 2 lots of finings is absolutely fine. You will not, it doesn't change the flavour or anything. You just don't want to add too many times, you know. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. You've all seen me siphon alcohol, and this video is getting a bit long. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there then, because as I say, it's getting a bit long. I was going to split it into 2 halves, but I can't be bothered with that. I don't like ones that are split like that, unless they could come out the one day after, which I can't be bothered with at the moment. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. If there's any questions, leave them in the comments. And I hope you like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I will see you again next week. Bye for now.